Testing, testing. We are testing. We are testing. Ready or not, here we come. It is time. It is time. Another one like the other one. You know what time it is. I said, it's time to get your mind right, get the things in order. Like I said, this is another one like the other one. We are going to continue with what we started yesterday. If you haven't tuned in to the series of videos on the Jesuits, better known as the Society of Jesus. Actually, they're better known as the Jesuits, modern day. This founder Ignatius, he didn't like the term the Jesuits. And it was a derogatory term at the time, because all the other groups that existed at the time, they didn't like that this new group, this new gang, they were calling themselves the Society of Jesus as their gang name and insignia. So the other gangs, oh, look at these guys are Jesuits. It was a derogatory term. So the original founders, they didn't like that, especially Ignatius. As time passed and the world continues to circle, I guess the actual Jesuits at the time, I don't know when the transition happened, but they just accepted it, adopted it, and was like, we just gonna ride with it. So now in our time, or for the last few, we just call them the Jesuits. So that's a interesting tidbit for those that are here for that. Once again, I salute you. Welcome. Congratulations. We have a lot to be excited about. We're excited over here, because we celebrate banging on the beast, and we understand it's not for everyone. Everyone ain't built for this, but there is a lot out there, and that's why we're putting these videos out there to the ethos, to the algorithm, to the universe. Let it reach who it may reach. There are some that's going to reach that they're much more advanced and knowledgeable than we are, and I suggest to those that they share their knowledge here and maybe guide us through what they've already known or been known. If you're like me and you're just tapping in, well, I salute you too, because obviously you're in that stage of transformation, of growth, development, transformation, that we know what time it is, so without further ado, let us begin.
Conspiracy theorist by now, it's because
you are not intelligent.
Let me tell you, if you are not a conspiracy theorist by now, it's because
you are not intelligent.
They wasn't ready for this back then. They probably not ready for it now. Those that sleep forever gonna be sleep. Those that woke, woke. Yo soy la reencarnación de Tupac Amaru. Wait, what? De Tupac Amaru. Tupac. Yo soy la reencarnación de Tupac Amaru. That's lit. De Tupac Amaru. is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worry that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy, why do you think justice blind? Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worry that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy, why do you think justice blind? Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. That's hard. I know you've been patiently waiting, miseducated, anxiously aching for a blue eye to say it, but I'ma do you a favor. Unlearn what you've learned, the proof is on fire, let that motherfucker burn. Babylon's on fire, the devil's a liar, they know that they time's up, so rise up and rise up. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worry that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy. Why do you think justice blind?
Like I said, we are on live. So I hope you got your tea ready, your coffee ready, or your water, whatever your beverage of choice. Get ready, strap yourself in, buckle up, because it's going to be another one like the other one. A lot of things we need to get to. You know, before we forget, you know, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and if you got the knowledge, if you got some insight, go ahead and drop it in the comment. If you got some books that you read, some sources, some pages, leave it all there. You know, it is greatly appreciated here. Meantime, in between time, if you didn't catch yesterday's live, we got to his birth and a little bit of insight. Remember, this is Wikipedia, so we're only scratching the surface. You know, if time permits and God willing, we will get around to deeper sources, better sources. But for now, we're just getting our feet wet. You know, hopefully the water isn't too cold or too hot for y'all. So today we're going to continue with the foundation of the Jesuit order. It says in 1539, with Peter Faber and Francis Xavier, which we're going to get into these characters later in the series of the founders, Ignatius formed the Society of Jesus, which was approved in 1540 by Pope Paul III. He was chosen as the first superior general. I think this is the modern Black Pope, the superior general, the Black Pope of the order, and invested with the title of Father General by the Jesuits. Ignatius sent his companions on missions across Europe to create schools, colleges, and seminaries. See, we talked about this already in the previous videos where we talked about their missions. And it's very important that you go back or you do your own research. Remember, we're just trying to inspire those to get this knowledge, because we all need to know this. This ain't for a chosen few. You know what I mean? This is for a lot of us to know. This is just history. That's all we're doing. Juan de Vega, then ambassador of Charles V, Holy Roman, in Rome, met Ignatius there, and having formed a good impression of the Jesuits, invited them to travel with him to his new appointment in Viceroy of Sicily. As a result, a Jesuit college was opened in Messina, which proved a success, so that its rules and methods were later copied in subsequent colleges. In a letter to Francis Xavier before his departure to India in 1541, Ignatius famously used the Latin phrase, "It inflammat omnia," meaning go, set the world on fire, a phrase used in the Jesuit order to this day. And it's ironic about this fire because his name means Ignatius. That's exactly what it means. So remember, he chose that name because his original name was like Ignis or something. He was probably bullied, you know what I mean? Probably all the other little boys called him Ignis. You Ignis, come over here, Ignis. He was like, oh no, man, gotta change my name to something more fire. And I'm fire myself. That's my element. So, I believe sometimes you do got to fight fire with fire. But we got to be wise about it. Because fire is deadly, So he set the world on fire. So the world's been burning to this day. Remember in the previous video yesterday, he talked about he was having hallucinations and visions, and he thought it was diabolical. So who really inspired this character that the Catholics proclaim him a saint? All these we will get to at a later time, at a later date. With the assistance of his secretary, Juan Alfonso de Polanco, we're going to take this secretary guy out, put him in the gang files. Ignatius wrote the Jesuit constitutions, which were adopted in 1553. They created a centralized organization of the order and stressed absolute self-denial and obedience to the Pope and to superiors in the church hierarchy. This was summarized in the motto, perinde ac cadaver, as if a dead body. They probably thought they were being slick, or they knew exactly what they were doing. But all these quotes sends red flags in my perspective, meaning that a Jesuit should be as empty of ego as is a corpse. However, the overarching Jesuit principle became ad majorem del gloriam, for the greater glory of God. We're going to take this out. We're going to get into that later on. Now, this word God, it's very suspect sometimes, because God just means a superior being type. So sometimes we hear a celebrity says, yeah, thank God, but the civilian, the average folk, thinks they're thanking God the Most High, but other people suspect that they're thanking God of the underworld. The filth eater and portrayer of, just lameness. So whose glory is they really talking to? And if we ever get to the Catholic hierarchy in general, I mean, if you don't know about the Borgias, the family, they was a pope at the time, and I think they overarch in this time. Well, then we get into some messy, sticky situations, which a lot of religious folks do not want to talk about. They just completely skip over the history. They choose to do that. I can't do that. So let's look at these images. We got Ignatius as superior general. Was he throwing up a gang sign over here? Or what he got in his hand? They think they slick. They think they slick. And then we got statue of Ignatius in the church of the Jesuits, Rome. Jesuits ain't that some kind of alien being or demon or something like that? Maybe I'm just adding too much, over here, just joshing. But we will get into all that. Death and canonization. Ignatius died in Rome of 31, July 1556, probably of the Roman fever. Never heard of this Roman fever. The history of malaria. Man, I'd probably die before I get Roman fever. I'd probably kill myself before I die of Roman fever. A severe variant of malaria, which was endemic in Rome throughout medieval history. I'm telling you, these Romans and they just been filthy. A lot of us might have Roman blood still going through us because of their I'm gonna pop this out. Did I pop this out already, y'all? We're gonna pop it out anyway. There you go, up there. So malaria, which was endemic. Okay. An autopsy revealed that he also had kidney and bladder stones, a probable cause of the abdominal pains he suffered from in later life. The anatomist Matthew Colombo was presented at the necropsy of Saint Ignatius. If you hear me later on and I jump over this saint, know that I'm doing that deliberately. He describes the result in his De Re Anatomica Libre 15. It says in English, I have taken out innumerable stones with my own hands, with various colors found in the kidneys, in the lungs, in the liver, and in the portal vein. For I saw stones in the uterus, in the bladder, in the colon, in the hemorrhoidal veins, as well as in the umbilicus, also in the gallbladder. I found stones of various shapes and colors. The hell was he eating? He had more than a pocket full of stones. Let me drink. Let us drink this. Let us drink water. You know what I mean? And let us continue. Matthew Colombo, De Re Anatomica Libre 15. From the facts presented, the exact cause of death cannot be established. The stones mentioned in the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and gallbladder appear to indicate nephrolithiasis and cholelithiasis. The so-called stones in the veins appear to be thrombosed hemorrhoids. Those mentioned in the colon, liver, and lungs suggest the possibility of a malignant gastrointestinal growth with metastasis to the liver and lungs. Because of the inadequacy of the protocols of the 16th century, the exact final anatomical diagnosis on the autopsy of Ignatius cannot be established beyond doubt. You got any doctors or medical people that know about these better pronunciations? I could look them up, but let us just continue trying to get in the flow, because time is of the essence. It's precious. We don't got time to lose. That's why if you're here listening to it, hey, salute you once again. Maybe you got this in the background, but this, we're not doing this in vain. We're doing this because they gonna get this work. We gonna bang on the beast, and we gonna slay some demons, and we gonna get things right. His body was dressed in his priestly robes, placed in a wooden coffin, and buried in the crypt of the Maria della Strada Church on the 1st of August, 1556. In 1568, the church was demolished and replaced with the Church of the Gesu. Ignatius' remains were re-interred in the new church, in a new coffin. Ignatius was beatified. This word we are going to just pop out for later. Beatified. Okay, it's beatified. All right, AI. Appreciate you. Ignatius was beatified by Pope Paul V on 27 July 1609 and canonized by Pope Gregory on 12 March 1621. This is one thing that is just political. If you a saint, then people gonna recognize you a saint when you walking. They're gonna be like, man, that dude or that female, she about that business. She stand on business. But these folks, after years and decades and millennia in some cases, then they want to beatify you and canonize you. It's kind of like the Hall of Fame, you know what I mean, in sports, that sometimes is you or ain't you a Hall of Famer? This is exactly how these folks do it. Let us continue and rock the boat. If you're rocking with me, you're rocking with me. And not only I salute you, but the universe gonna bless you. Let us continue. His feast day is celebrated annually on the 31st of July, the day he died. He is venerated as the patron saint of Catholic soldiers, the military ordinate of the Philippines, the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Baltimore, and his native Basque country, the Roman Catholic Diocese of Antwerp, Belo Horizonte, Junín, and Rome. So he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He was a soldier his whole life, and he wanted the fame. So I salute him in many things. As a man that walked this earth, he did his thing. He did what he wanted. I don't know if he had to sell his soul, or he had to drink blood, eat his own feces, do some homosexual sodomy. I don't know. I suspect he did probably that or more. But I'm not here to judge him. I'm just here to do the research, get the facts, fill in the holes, pause, no homo, and just keep on keeping on. It's about development, it's about growth, and it's about transformation. That's what we putting out over here. That's why if you find this channel, if you hear and you rocking with us, then you about that business. Because if not, you would be on some other person's page talking about sports, talking about celebrity gossip, talking about this and that. But we're here to develop the spirit, the mind, the body. And like what we're going to continue, we're here to leave a legacy. We're here to love, learn, laugh, and leave a legacy. Numerous institutions across the world are named for him, including many educational institutions and Ateneo University institutions in the Philippines. So see, this is news to me that they were banging hard in the Philippines. In 1852, Loyola University, Maryland, was the first university in the United States to bear his name. And it's crazy because, you know, I used to be a sports fanatic. I used to know a lot of universities because of the sports. You know, I used to look into the draft picks and this and that. And Loyola University basketball team, the Terrapins. See the knowledge I have? That's unnecessary knowledge. I don't even know why they call the Terrapins. But now I got much more years under my belt, a lot more knowledge, and I'm more curious now. I'm not curious about sports anymore. I'm curious about why they were doing what they were doing, when they were doing what they were doing, and why we was on the opposite side, you know what I mean, on some other stuff. So I know about Loyola, Maryland, you know what I'm saying? Well, I might be confused. This might be someone else, not the Terrapins. But we could look into all that. And that's another thing that I welcome. If anyone out there got more knowledge, like I said, insight, you know, you could come on the comments and correct me or drop some insight so we could, you know what I mean, get the groove right, get on rhythm. This ain't about me or about, this is about doing what must be done. This is just like with the, you know, like what they say about pimping. If pimping was easy, then everybody would be doing it. It's just like this. How come there ain't tons of videos about this character? How come we all don't know what's going on? But I'm glad you're rocking with me now. Let us continue. In 1949, he was the subject of a Spanish biographical film, Loyola, the Soldier Saint, starring Rafael Duran in the role of Ignatius. Oh, we're going to have to pop this out. We're going to have to watch this. We're going to have to watch this. Oh, look at their propaganda. El Capitan de Loyola. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Director Jose Diaz Morales, written by, oh, we're going to have to find this film. If anybody got the links, if anybody got the, yeah, you know, post it. Let's get to it. In 2016, he was the subject of a Filipino film, Ignacio de Loyola, in which he was portrayed by Andres Muñez. Oh man, this is, sometimes you gotta laugh, you know, even though this ain't funny, you know, but humor does cure, you know. Ignatius of Loyola is honored in the Church of England and in the Episcopal Church on the 31st of July. The St. Ignatius of Loyola Catholic Church, built in 1905 in El Paso, Texas, not Texas, is named for him. Duh. In India, Loyola College, Chennai, is named after him. This college was founded in 1925 by the French Jesuit priest Francis Bertram, originally known as Pierre Francois Bertrand, along with the European Jesuits. Hey, man, I've said this many times on other lives and in other things, but I don't really like reading, but I like learning, and that's one of my inspirations to do these videos, because I know a lot of people that don't read at all, even though they might have graduated universities, even though they might have diplomas on the wall and have all kind of diplomas and degrees on the wall, but they don't read. It's crazy. One of the things that changed my whole get down, my whole mental, was when the wise man once told me that the only thing worse than being illiterate is being a man that can read but chooses not to read. Oh, that hit my gut. And I hope somebody out there that hears that and is in the same boat, that you know how to read but you choose not to read. Oh man, should be ashamed of yourself. But you're here with me, so I salute you. Genealogy. Now, this is getting over here, the genealogy. So this is the original shield of Ignatius Loyola. This is getting we're getting technical now. Shield of Ignatius Loyola. The shield of Ignatius Loyola is a symbol of the Ignatius family, Ignatius lineage, and is used by many Jesuit institutions around the world. As the official colors of the Loyola family are maroon and gold. The Ignatius shield consists of 7 maroon bars going diagonally from the upper left to the lower right on the gold field. I think this is the Loyola colors too, the terrapins. Oh no, that's merit. Wait. Yeah, I'm confused about that. So if I'm getting that, don't mind me none. The bands were granted by the King of Spain to each of the Ignatius brothers. So this family, the Ignatius, we might encounter this family later on in other research. Do not be surprised. In recognition of their bravery in battle, the Loyola shield features a pair of rampant gray wolves. So that's what these creatures are rampant. In heraldry, the term attitude describes the position in which a figure is emblazoned as a charge, a supporter, or a crest. The attitude of the heraldic figure always precedes any reference to the tincture of the figure and its parts. Some attitudes apply only to predatory beasts. I'm telling you, man, we sleeping. While they rampant, we've been sleeping. Gray wolves, that's another thing. The gray wolves. It says the wolf, also known as the gray wolf or gray wolf, is a canine native to Eurasia and North America. More than 30 subspecies of Canis lupus have been recognized, including the dog and the dingo. Though gray wolves are popularly understood, only comprise naturally. So this is their, we're into their gang symbology here, and not the Jesuits, even though they adopted this. But this even goes before them. We're into the original family, the Ignatius family. And this is like the movies Vampires versus Werewolves. That's why they say that they put truth in movies and lies in the news. Yeah. And the ignorant folk, the innocent, they're like, they believe in the news, and see the movies as lies. Well, sometimes, they put the truth in the movies, but you got to use discernment. You got to have knowledge, though, to use discernment. It's not just words that we just speak on. We have to know this stuff. So they got rampant gray woods flanking each side of the cooking pot. Oh, what are they cooking? What are they cooking? I don't even want to know right now. The wolf was a symbol of nobility, while the entire design represented the family's generosity toward their military followers. According to legend, wolves had enough to feast on after the soldiers had eaten. Both shields were combined as a result of the intermarriage of the two families in 1261. See, this is good knowledge. Many can't put it together, though. I barely can, but that's why I feel like excited. You know what I mean? Tingling inside. Former coat of arms of the Argentine city, Junín, Buenos Aires. Junín is the city of the province of Buenos Aires, Argentina, and the administrative seat of the Partido de Junín. It has population. These folks is everywhere. Used until 1941. Bore Loyola shield under the sun of May and surrounded by laurel wreath. Man, good knowledge. Let us take a quick break.
Conspiracy theorist by now. Let me tell you, if you are not a conspiracy theorist by now, it's because
You are not intelligent.
They wasn't ready for this back then. They probably not ready for it now. Those that sleep forever gonna be sleep. Those that woke, woke. Yo soy la reencarnación de Tupac Amaru. Wait, what? De Tupac Amaru. Tupac. Yo soy la reencarnación de Tupac Amaru. That's lit. De Tupac Amaru. Gang. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worry that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy. Why do you think justice blind? Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worry that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy. Why do you think justice blind? Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. Each one takes time to succeed. This one is dedicated for the children of the sun. That's hard.
Yup. They sold us the illusion of democracy and freedom. Now they worried that my music has the power of healing. Unleashing all the demons fed through TV and through lies. They rule by secrecy. Why do you think that justice is blind? If you like me now, you're going to like me later, because we are just getting started. The lineage, Loyola, established the following detailed genealogy of Ignatius of Loyola. We got Garcia Lopez de Oñas, Lope de Oñaz, Lopez Garcia Oñaz, and Inés, Dame of Loyola. Inés de Oñaz y Loyola, end of the 13th century, got with Juan Perez. Then Juan Perez brought to life Gil Lopez de Oñaz and 5 other brothers in the Battle of Bio Tabar. Then we got he came about in Beltran Yanez. Then you got this other cat, Ochanda Martinez de Lit from Aspitia. Then you got Sancha Obañez de Loyola with Lope Garcia de Loscano. Then they had these Juanecha. See, this this brings to the point I said yesterday or the other days that it's not about now. We need to put in place the system where our children's children is going to change and make the cream rise to the top. See, many want to, think that, what we're doing now is what matters. And it is. What we're doing now does matter. Who you talking to now does matter. Just like if you're listening to this now, that does matter. If you're reading what you need to read now, that does matter. The present does matter. But as soon as I said it, it became the past. Some of y'all might need to rewind that. Then they continue with Don Baltran Yanez, Vel Ibanez, de Oñaz and Loyola, 1507. See, it's a long history. He got with Doña Marina. Then they had another Sancha, Magdalena, Ochoa, Pero, ain't no buts over here, Juanisa, Maria Beltran, and Juan Perez. Now, I don't know if this means they got together, or does this mean that incest? They should have made another line to because it says here that from here they came these. From here they came to Juan Beltran de Loyola, Hernando de Loyola, Magdalena de Loyola, Petronila de Mayona, and last but not least, poor little Inigo Lopez de Loyola, the one a lot of people worship and venerate. I told you before, though, I have no problem, respecting some of the stuff that he's done. Martin Garcia Oñez de Loyola, soldier and governor of Chile, killed by Mapuches. Who is these Mapuches? The Mapuche, also known as Araucanians, are a group of indigenous inhabitants of South Central Chile and Southwestern Argentina, including parts of Patagonia. The collective term refers to a wide-ranging ethnicity composed of various groups who share a common social, religious. You see, I'll be sincere with you. I keep it real. I have no insight of these groups, but I'm just learning just like you. That's why I'm inspired, to do this. And that's why I keep on doing it. The Battle of Curalaba was a battle, ambush, 1598. The Phoenix Spanish conquerors, colonizers, is likely Ignatius's nephew. Okay, nephew, gallery, the tomb of Saint or ain't, you be the judge. What we got going? A lot of gold over here. Wonder where they got this gold from. Speaking of colonizers, 1678. We might look into all this stuff later on. Apotheosis or Apotheosis of Saint Ignatius. If you guys, anybody out there, whenever you catch this video, you guys see some things, that stand out, go ahead and go ahead and share. Because right now, a lot of us, we're just, we're just so we got a lot done in these last 2 days. I don't know who this Sir Peter Paul Rubens. All right, Peter Paul was a Flemish artist and diplomat. He is considered the most influential artist of the Flemish Baroque tradition. Rubens' highly charged compositions reference erudite aspects of classical and Christian history. He is unique in the most popular Baroque style. Is that him again? Visions of Ignatius by Peter Paul Rubens. More Virgin Mary with infant Jesus and her 15 mysteries. Bottom center, Ignatius, Loyola, left, Francis Xavier. In these times, if you didn't follow them and you didn't rock with them and you didn't believe what they believed in, Catholic Church, you was getting hurt. Big bully energy over here. But now, you try to bully some of them, they play the victim role. So when they do it, they slick with it. Not just them, their type. Because there's many of these groups and factions that use these tactics. What's this map over here? The journey of Ignatius of Loyola at different times. See, this is what we've gone through in other videos. Now, this map right here might be of specific Ignatius, tracks. Just him personally might be. I think it is because he was in Barcelona and then he probably went to all these other places. And who knows if we'll delve into that deeper. What's this here? A page from Spiritual Exercises. Which is in Latin. Which we learn Latin too. I recommend a lot of people to learn Latin. Not just Latin, learn as many languages as possible. One is none. A lot of people just speak one language. They might be real scholarly, but these Jesuits are a good example. That one is none. You got to be multi. And we got the bibliographies, Spiritual Exercises of Saint Ignatius. You never know. We might get into all this later on. Ignatius of Loyola, Spiritual Exercises. I think I have popped this out already, but we're gonna pop it out again. So we just gonna file it and get things in order. And when the time comes, we might read this. preliminary, basic stuff, just like what we're doing right here, right now. Then that might inspire you to maybe you guys might want to go ahead and write to it and get to reading it, and maybe you might want to do some videos or tap in with me and we can do some projects together. Who knows? Like I told you, Loyola, Ignatius, the spiritual exercises, Loyola, the autobiography of Saint Ignatius. Oh, we're gonna pop this one out right here. We're gonna pop this out. Okay. You see? We're gonna have to read this later on. See, there's sources. Now it says here is Joseph O'Connor. We're gonna have to take everything with a grain of salt too, because it says here autobiography. So he wrote it himself. So you're gonna have to take it, like I said, with a grain of salt. For information on the O'Connor and the other translations, see notes in the Pilgrim's Journey. Okay, so O'Connor was the translator of his autobiography. We'll see. Might get around to that. Loyola Ignatius, the autobiography of Ignatius, referred to documents. See also Ignatian spiritually, list of Jesuits, Marie Magdalene de Haut, foundress of the Sisters, Faithful Companions of Jesus. You see, a lot to get to, because I want to get to this too, because I rock with my sisters. I rock with my women. I'm an uplifter of women. I can't rock with some of y'all that belittle women and they don't. You guys don't want to have women in your group, or y'all get nervous and get some type of way. Oh nah. Now I know there's a lot of toxic women out there in these modern times. Now that's another topic. I understand that too. But we need to get sisters in these orders. So that's why I welcome sisters. Any sisters find this page and want to rock with the society of luminaries. Well, get your shine on, sister. Or should I say, sister? Get your shine on. Aim for the moon. Then you got Martin Ignacio de Loyola. We already popped this one. Now we're gonna, and this a quick read. So we're gonna do these another continual of Saint Ignatius and do a part 3 of these and get these insights. The cave. Let's see what we find about the cave. This cave, guy, and probably, go through some of these together. A sanctuary built where Ignatius of Loyola reflected for 11 months in a grotto in Manresa. Isabella Rosar and Isabel de Josa, wealthy Catalan women who were Loyola's benefactors from the 1520 onwards. Speaking of benefactors, hey, if anybody want to benefact me, help me out. You know what I mean? Because that's what we all need to work together. Some of us got knowledge, but we don't got the sources. Other ones got sources, but they don't got the knowledge. So we need to help each other out. Some people got muscle, other people's got strength in other areas. But I know that a lot of us, we're coming from deep poverty, spirituality, and we don't know how to work together. A lot of us, we want the fame and the notoriety, and we want to be known that we're the, what I mean? To me, that's all poverty. You know what I'm saying? Because if any of my brothers or sisters, gets credit, you get credit. We all gotta shine, and we ain't gonna shine together. That's why, what I mean, it's full moon tonight. If you notice, it's gonna be full moon. You ain't gonna see a lot of stars because the moon is the luminary that's going to shine at that point in time. But then when it's a new moon, the moon's going to be dark. You ain't going to see the moon, but you're going to see a whole bunch of stars twinkling and shining, depending on the area where you at in the world. References. We got more references here. We got Ignatius of Loyola, the Pilgrim Saint. Let's pop this out too. Another resource. Ignatius of Loyola, the Constitutions of Society of Jesus. Let's pop this out too. You know, we might not get around to all this because, you know, a lot of us, you know, we got daily life to get to. That's why, you know, I salute you if you find this channel, if you got time. It's a blessing to have time. You know, some people, you know, they work their asses off, you know, hours, and they got no time to read none of this literature. Age of Reformation, Catholic Encyclopedia, the first Jesuit, 1965, Territorio y Sociedad en la Guipúzcoa medieval, Los Parientes Mayores. There's a PDF. This translation to the territory and society in medieval Guipúzcoa, the elders. Hey, salute to the elders out there. You know, investigación y espacio in Spanish. I'm kind of curious of that. We can pop this out. Saying the Pilgrim Years. Let's pop this out. Nombres Inico, the Royal Academy Basque language. You know, this Basque, I think, is one of the a Mexican family that uses this it just goes deep, man. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but it's just this, they're everywhere, and they mix in so well that after the years they just usurp the names and they just become, so now they're Mexican, now they're in Chile, now they're all over the place, banging on y'all. El Íñigo de San Ignacio Loyola, Historicum Societis Jesu in Spanish. Ver de Íñigo de Ignacio, el cambio de nombre de San Ignacio de Loyola, Societis Jesu in Spanish. That Saint Ignatius of Loyola's name was changed is a known fact, but it cannot be said that it is widely known in a historiography of the saint. Neither the characteristics of the names Inigo and Ignacio nor the reasons for the change. I gave y'all my theory. He was getting bullied, so he was like, I gotta change my name. It is first necessary to make clear the meaning of the names. They are distinct despite the persistently held opinion in onomastic dictionaries and popular thought. In Spain, Ignacio and Inigo are at times used interchangeably, just as if they were Jacobo and Jaime, or James would be in English. Regarding the name Inigo, it is fitting to give some essential notions to eliminate ambiguities and help understand what follows. This name first appears on the Ascoli Brome, dated 90 BC, in a list of Spanish knights belonging to Turma Salutana or Saragosan. It speaks of Alandus Ignicis Filius, and according to Menendez Pidal, the final S is the Z of Spanish patronymics and could be nothing other than Alando Iñiguez. It is an ancestral Hispanic name, Ignacio. On the other hand, is a Latin name. In a classical Latin, there is Ignatius with an initial E. It appears only twice with an initial I, Ignatius. In the 60 volumes of the Corpus Inscriptium Latinarum, this late Latin and Greek form prevailed. In the classical period, Ignatius with the E was used as a nomen, gentilio name, and not as a prenominal first name or cognomen surname, except in a very rare cases. The most important conclusion, perhaps unexpected, but not unknown, is that Ignatius did not change his name. That is to say, he did not intend to change it. What he did was adopt for France and Italy a name which he believed was a simple variant of his own and which was more acceptable among foreigners. If he had renamed in Spain, he would have without doubt remained Inigo. It's possible, it's true. I don't dispute that. And it does make sense, because in different if people that travel around the world truly travel to different countries, names have different meaning, and some names don't fit. It's just like, in English, the name Jesus don't exist, so anybody with the name Jesus is pronounced Jesus, and also with the name Jose, I found inconsistencies with that some people in Latin America or Hispanic America, they go to the United States and they think that Jose is Joseph. But if your birth certificate says Joseph, then your name is Joseph. If your birth certificate says Jose, then it's Jose. It's a trip. The world is a trip. This life in this realm, it's a trip. And we need more and better facts. Ignatius of Loyola biography, psychology, the psychology of a saint. That's a dope name. Ignatius' vision of Christ and God's. Let me see this one. Biography, paint saintry. Let's pop this one out later. We'll check it later on. We might have a continue series on this character, part 3, 4, 5, whatever it might need or take. By the sword, by hook or by crook, a history of gladiators, musketeers, samurai, swashbucklers, and Olympic champions. Okay, so he's mentioned in there, huh? Probably a swashbuckler. Biography of Ignatius Loyola, founder of the Jesuits. In the Spanish, the title was Gentilhombre, but this should not be understood as synonymous with the English term of gentleman, which denotes a man of good family. Banging on him. You see, a lot of people skip this, and we're just combing through it. But I found this to be sometimes of use. The Life of Ignatius, founder of the Jesuits. There's another book. You might have to, just pop that out. Scan through it later on. The Spiritual Axis Reclaimed, uncovering liberating possibilities for women. Okay, women. De Vita Christi, commentary, the Gospels. Church Fathers. St. Gregory the Great. Basil, Augustine. Mary Immaculate. More Vita Christi, Father Henry. That's what they say, about the rabbit hole, and also, that the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know. Because look, we're learning here, right? But look at all this other information that it says that it recommends that we get to. So we're actually seeing, that idiom or that phrase, we're living it. Because those that know, they know what time it is. They know that nobody knows everything, but we all know something. That's why we need to get over the things that we need to get over, and you know, and do what must be done. You know, plain and simple. The cave and artistic heritage, living by the sword. That is the present day University of Madrid, not the newer University of Alcala or Alcala or Alcalá, St. Ignatius at Alcalá. You know, I'm not trying to know everything and read everything about this cat. I feel like, you know, I have enough information to, you know, to keep going. But like I said, you know, I'm doing this for the culture. The friendship of Peter Favre. Okay, so now this is where that Peter Favre comes, and it's a trip because you see what I'm saying about sports. You know, I know of the ex NFL quarterback that for the that he was for the Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre, pronounced Favre. Now I'm seeing earlier it says Faber, and now it's spelled this way. And you know, I don't know who wrote this from or for what country, but it's Peter Favre. And that's where, you know, we make connections. See, the whole purpose of what we're doing here is right now we're not even trying to connect the dots. We're just putting the dots out there. Connecting the dots will come later on. And then when some of the dots are connected or enough of the dots are connected, we're going to take a step back and then see what we have, see what appears, see what materializes. But first, we have to put the dots in order. Then we have to connect the dots. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. History of the world. History of the Jesuits before the 1773 and suppression. A lot of Jesuits were kicked out of a lot of countries. They were persecuted because people were just sick and tired of them. Sick and tired. Just like many are now. Go set the world on fire. We're going to pop this out. So they were trying to set the world on fire, and maybe we need to, you know, quelch. You know, fire gets you dehydrated and thirsty. Right now, I'm looking for my water. I think I just had it right in front of me. Now, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you know, I can't see it. And it's a big bottle. Maybe when we took the break, I took it with me. Ignatius of Loyola, Constitutions of the Society of Jesus. I think we popped that out already. Divine Providence, a history of education. That's a good read right here. I haven't read it, of course, but you know, we need to do a history of education. See, a lot of people believe that they're educated. Who's doing the educating though? You know, it's like in the United States and in the Americas, Rockefeller in the 19, you know, whatever. He had all the money. It's just like if some of us had our own schools, we know we ain't going to be teaching what they taught us. We're going to teach the youngins what we learned late in life. What we're learning now, we're going to teach them early. See, so a lot of us at 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age you're in, I salute you. And you're learning about these people. We're not, you know, they're not going to do that in the future. We're going to let them know who these characters is from the gate, from the rip, from the start. Sexta Pars, Cap, Constituciones Societatis Juizae, Ignatius Loyola, the Constitutions, Medicine of the Italian Universities, 11 famous autopsies in history. A lot of great, we're going to read about this guy next, Francis Xavier. A lot of the calendar. Yeah, we need to, how they changed the calendar. You know, we're in Gregorian calendars now. Full moon tonight. Today's supposedly the 14th. Happy solar return to one of the patrons of this channel, supporter, Garnett Palting. Today is his solar return. Lesser feasts and fasts. Loyola Crest, we got into that. Loyola High School in Montreal, Quebec. Look at that. They're everywhere. St. Ignatius College. I told you guys before, before where I used to live, there was a St. Ignatius High School. There still is. It's just respectable. As a matter of fact, when I was in high school days, I almost went there. I actually went there for summer school. But I was a terrible, other readings, I was a terrible student back then. I was rebellious. Thankfully, that helped me out. That means I'm not brainwashed like a lot of people. And I'm a late bloomer. History of the Life and Institute of Ignatius de Loyola, founder. We're going to pop this one out, 1855. The founding of the Jesuits. Pop this out too. Ignatius of Loyola, The Psychology of a Saint. Okay, I want to read this one because the title, I like that. The Psychology of a Saint. That's dope. The first Jesuits. Pop this out too. External links. More external links. Works by Ignatius. Like I said, if you guys have got suggestions or of other material that we can get to, drop a like, drop it in the comments. We've just passed a little bit over an hour. I try to keep them, short and sweet, but sometimes, we don't know. We don't know where it might lead. But I know a lot of people got, short attention spans because of, because of the way we've been, educated, raised, and whatnot. It's just the times that we're in. We have to be psychologists also. We have to be a lot of things. We need to recome, not become. We need to recome because once upon a time, we were knowers of the stars, knowers of the planet, knowers of this and that. And then, they brainwashed our ancestors, our elders, and then they brainwashed us. And it's just interesting. So once again, appreciate you being here. Your presence is greatly valued. This is no light matter. Hopefully you'll tune in to the next one. Hopefully your children's children will be the ones of change. It is no accident or mistake that you found these videos, especially if you've got to this point right here, right now. If you have broken down and listened to these videos, and then you are a luminary. You are a bringer of change. You are in this cycle of the journey of a hero. I salute you once again. Until the next time. God bless you. Take care.
Conspiracy theorist by now. Let me tell you, if you are not a conspiracy theorist by now, it's because
You are not intelligent.
They wasn't ready for this back then. They probably not ready for it now. Those that sleep forever gonna be sleep. Those that woke.